Hello, and welcome to Week 5 of Wendy Laura Belcher's Writing Your Journal article in 12 weeks. My name is Mary Lee Ang, and I will be your facilitator on this week's topic of reviewing the related literature. This presentation will provide you strategies on ways to complete the plethora of readings in your field, how your argument fits within the literature, and how to cite appropriately to avoid plagiarizing. When in the process of researching for your topic, you may begin to feel overwhelmed with the volume of readings from your journal articles and books being published in your field. Don't worry. According to Belcher, not everyone is reading everything in their discipline. Rather, it is more important that you read what you can. The more you read, the easier it gets. So train yourself to learn what to look for, such as the topic, the approach, and the argument. When going through published articles, notice the written materials authors cite. These are loosely known as the literature, and fall into 6 categories. First is original, such as interviews, statistics, government documents, etc. Second is derivative, which range from websites, magazine articles, textbooks, and so on. Third is contextual, where it provides the background information on your topic. Next is methodical, where it addresses the challenges of the methodology you are using. Following is theoretical, that articulate different theoretical approaches in your field and is likely what formed or inspired your argument. Lastly is related literature. These are the prior research on your topic and was what you will need to demonstrate in your article. When reading theoretical literature for your work, it is important to articulate the gist of this approach in your article. Belcher suggests to take a theory class, read book reviews, read biographies of theoreticians, buy and use reference books, and subscribe to public intellectual newspapers. When reading the related literature found in peer-reviewed journals, Belcher suggests these strategies. Use bibliographic software, and narrow your reading list by avoiding out-of-date articles if it is written in a different context, language, from a different geographical area or time period, if it is published from a questionable or non-recommended outlet, types of authors, or offers limited abstracts and accessibility. You can accomplish more readings if you make it social, by scheduling readings in the library or at your favorite coffee place. Set up RSS feeds from your subscribed peer-reviewed journals and read the newest material first. When reading, take small notes on what is relevant and how it benefits your article, and don't forget to source. By identifying your relationship with the related literature, you can then evaluate these works and find your entry point. By acknowledging previous research, you can start or segue into the literature conversation by addressing a gap, extending, or correcting previous research. The most common way to begin writing your article is to identify a gap in the previous research. When writing, be sure your claim is correct, that it has had limited scholars addressing this topic. Prove to your reader that your topic is important. If you are writing on extending previous research from the related literature, you are either approving or using others' theories to analyze subjects. This is also a very common scholarly position. Another entry point is correcting previous research, where you are overturning or challenging traditional positions. A strong caveat, however, give credit where credit is due, and maintain a collegial tone and acknowledge how others' works helped your research. Your review is an evaluation of existing knowledge on your topic, and your entry point acknowledges how it relates to the previous research, its limitations, interpretations, inadequate approaches, etc. It is easy to get carried away, so when summarizing, focus only on existing literature and keep your argument in mind. It is best to position your review at the beginning of your article. When citing the related literature you review in your article, you need to avoid these common mistakes. Do not repeatedly reference one source, since it may appear that you are depending on it for the majority of your data or argument. Avoid citing irrelevant literature, as it does not directly relate to your topic. Do not overcite definitions. These can be found in classroom essays, not publishable articles. Avoid misattributing or generalizing a topic, as this appears unscholarly. Find the original articulation of an idea and cite it. Avoid secondary citations. As well, avoid sources that do not address your debate, as it may be dismissed by peer reviewers. When citing, avoid the derivative or non-recommended publishing outlets as sources for information. You do not want your article to be dismissed as unscholarly. Also, attempt to summarize and evaluate the text rather than overquoting. Lastly, avoid vague references when citing, as most editors will not accept this. If you find that you do not have access to related literature due to geographical circumstances, some available methods to you are Google Scholar and other free internet services to search for related literature. You can also email the authors and editors regarding your limited access, and some may be able to help you with finding sources on your topic. It is important to get into the habit of citing because it is very easy to get caught plagiarizing, so here are some basic rules. Do not take another's work and submit it as your own. Do not change the fourth or fifth word. Do not parallel authors' structured arguments. Do not translate from another language and claim it as your own. Do not copy and paste parts of another's work. And also be careful when paraphrasing. If wording is too similar, it will be considered plagiarizing. In order to avoid plagiarizing, Belcher offers some helpful tips, such as reword what you read from memory, and when taking notes, make sure to categorize what are comments, what are quotes, and what are paraphrases. Take note of the citation, and when you are finished your article, to revise. In summary, identify how much reading you have to do, and be completely realistic on how much you can read. When you begin to write your argument, organize the related literature review and cite the materials correctly. I hope this week's presentation on reviewing the related literature was helpful in your journey of writing your journal article in 12 weeks.